Lanny Ballard volunteered to come and share. Lanny?
I did not volunteer for this, believe me. And my arms have been twisted so much that they're so sore that I'm going to have Clyde to help me get my jacket off. Clyde was my chauffeur. And, yeah, thanks. I appreciate you getting that car. So, anyway, we had a vote yesterday morning on whether to wear our manly shirt or be dressed. So I walked up here in nice, pretty church look.
I'm glad you gave us some warning about it.
I felt since we went on this trip that we should kind of look like you may have to help me on that. Thank you. But anyway, Clyde, he was my chauffeur. The door on my side was broken, and he got out. He opened the door. He let me get out. He shut the door.
Come stand in front of this thing. See, they wanted to get your picture here. Come on.
Oh. See, I was on a run, and he messed me up. Anyway, I have to say that Clyde is from that part of the country. He knows the roads very, very well. Riding behind him, I now know what it feels like at NASCAR in the back seat. Believe me. I primarily worked at the church with laying the tile. The building was around 35 feet by about 58 feet. Primarily, Clyde helped, Lucy helped, and Jan Johnson, who was the lady from the missions home, helped. And kind of show how God works. First of all, backing up, Loretta and I thought about going on this trip about 2 months ago. We told the preacher that we were thinking about it. And this was not the first trip I had been on, but it had been a long time that I had been on a mission trip. And then we got to thinking, and I said no, that we were not going to go. Then I approached the preacher again, that I was thinking about going. Loretta says, well, if you're driven to do that, you should go on and do it. Then we had the storm, no power for 8 days. I got trees down, and I thought, man, the mission trip should be coming to my house, not me going somewhere else. Right, Loretta? So I thought, no, I've got this driving force that I absolutely need for some reason to make this trip. And then I got an ingrown toenail, and that would bother me really bad. And I thought, well, it takes 2 or 3 weeks to get a doctor's appointment. I had been to one about 10 years ago, but I understood that they had moved, and so we were uptown one day about 2 weeks ago or so. We looked for where the office was located. Telephone number was on the door. So in the car, I called, and I said, I have an ingrown toenail. Can I get an appointment? She says, well, it's going to be a few days. And I said, I need one now. She says, oh, we just had a cancellation. Can you be here? I said, I'm sitting right outside of your door. I went in. They gave me 3 shots in my big toe and cut that toenail. My knee was bothering me also. And so I called the doctor in Roanoke, because it usually takes a month to get an appointment. And they say, well, actually, and I told them I was going on a mission trip and I needed some kind of shot or something. So they said, can you be here tomorrow? We'll work you in. So I went and I got a cortisone shot. We laid, it looks like, the best I can figure, about 752 tiles, 18 by 18, in this church. Lucy, she can some kind of spread the glue, let me tell you. And Jan, not the one here, but the Jan there. And also, this Jan there, she wanted to come with us because she'd never laid tile before. Am I taking up too much time?
No, not yet.
I told you you're going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly if you ask me to come up here.
We're just cutting here, that's all right.
So she indicated that she had never seen tile laid before, and she wanted to come and learn how to do it. And there was no time at all, and she was telling me what to do. And I told Clyde, I said, I did not need to come down here. I could have stayed home and been told what to do. So anyway, actually, we laid that floor. Oh, another thing how God works. The floor was not in the best of shape. It had a lot of plaster and paint, and we had to do the scraping. So we started in the center, and where the workers went for the handicap ramp, they got rained out. So here they showed up. They got to do the scraping. So they got out of our way, and we continued. We needed more scraping. They got rained out. They showed up, and they done more scraping. And that's how it went. So everybody in the group pretty much had an opportunity to work on this floor. Those that worked on the floor only worked on the ramp for about a day and a half, but both projects that we went to do, when we left there, both of them, they were finished ahead of schedule. So let me tell you, God works. And I said 30 years ago, it's been about 30 years ago, the last time I went on a trip, and I said I'd never go on another one. And the reason is that when I got back from that trip, and I worked in homes then, and I swore I would not work in another home. It was so emotional that it probably took me 2 or 3 days to get over that trip. And while we were working on this deck, these houses are in bad shape, and these people, believe me, they need all the help that they can get from missionaries. The son came to Clyde, I believe. No, not the son. The daughter, 25 years old maybe, came to Clyde and said, is there anything that you people can do to help my dad get a roof on his house? And so the next day, there was a gentleman there, and I went up to him and asked him, do you live in this house? And he said, yes. I said, your daughter asked if there was anything that we could do about getting a roof on your house. I feel nervous. So I told him that Jan from the center should be able to start giving him the information to help. And in a few minutes, the daughter showed up. She got the information, and so hopefully, and his roof was not in the best of shape, as most houses, and hopefully there will be enough money coming down there in that part of the country to get a roof on this gentleman's house. So I encourage, another thing, Mike asked me to get up here and talk because he says, if I could do it, meaning me, any of you could do it. All right? So that's true. Any of you can do it. So that's my story. All right.
Let me add just a little bit of addition to that before we move on to the next person. Park Avenue Baptist Church in Norton teams have come in and built this fellowship hall for them. They've been waiting to lay this tile because most of the teams that come in don't have someone who has that skill and ability. And so the church and Jan and Tony have been praying that a team would come that would have somebody who knew how to lay tile. And that's how God called Lanny to be a part of this project, to use his skills and abilities there. So Lanny was an answer to prayers in a lot of different ways. Lee's going to come up.